Hi everyone, today we are going to be doing some bits of this picture. This is from Johanna Basford's Lost Ocean, and I did have a request a very long time ago to have a go at this picture, so I thought I would have a go and make a start on it today. I thought I would talk you through some of my ideas for the picture before we sort of start. So we have obviously got a sort of sandy sea base at the bottom here and some plants. We've got a sea all around here, which I will probably do with a pastel, a soft pastel at the end, I'm guessing. And we've obviously got our chest, which is wooden, and our treasures, which will be gold and silver and gemstones and things like that. So the reason I've talked you through that is because we have to decide what colour to do our octopus. We don't want to do him a colour where he isn't going to stand out. We want him to, he's the main feature of the picture, obviously. We need him to stand out. I won't worry too much about the colours of the fish yet, because I can change those. But some things like the wooden chest, that's going to be brown. So I don't want to do him brown because he's not going to stand out from the chest. The ground's going to be sort of sandy colour, I should imagine. So although we've got a lot of gold and silver, it might be grey or browny. Then the chest is brown, we'll see. So we don't want those sorts of colours. So we've got to think about what are we going to do. We don't want blue or greeny blue, which the sea will be. So I'm thinking I'm not going to try and make him look realistic. So I'm probably going to go for pinks and purples. And for that reason, I have chosen my Castle Arts because they have my very favourite purple pencils in them. So I'm going to have a go at using them. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the whole of him. I'm going to make a start. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's move him into the middle of the picture a little bit for you. And I shall do his head and a face and a little bit of a tentacle, and then there'll be enough there for you to get going and just finish it off on your own. And then I will come back and do other bits and bobs from the page, whether that's tomorrow or in the future. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. So what I thought was I would do darker colours on the sort of highlighty area, so the loopy bits, and then maybe a lighter colour for his main part of his body. So I'm going to grab my very favourite purple Leg Deep. I don't know if you can see that. You might be able to see that there. And it's the very dark, it's almost the darkest purple. There's a slightly darker one called Mulberry in my set. Obviously, I've only got the 72 set, I say obviously. So if you've got the 120, you may have other darker purples, but this is my darkest purple. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with each of these is just to go in dark on the edge and then lighten it up a little bit towards the top of the arch, like that. So we've still got a good application of purple because it's such a pretty colour, we want to see it. But it's just not the same amount of colour across the whole bit. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that in the... Maybe I'll zoom in a bit more. Well, it's going very blurred, isn't it? Maybe I won't. I'll just stay out of there. Oh, this bit looks blurred anyway. I don't know why. Maybe it's my eyesight. So those are those. So that I will repeat across the whole of him, across all of his tentacles and things, and then thinking about what to do around the face. Now we have these loops on here, so I think if we treat those in the same way, so I'll show you with one. It's a little bit of a smaller space, it's slightly trickier. Just take your time and don't worry too much. If you can't get the effect of that being slightly lighter, don't worry about it. Just leave it, just leave it solid. It really doesn't matter. So we'll do those all the way around. And then we have this little circular part around the eyes and this little bit here. I'm thinking maybe these rounded bits will do in a similar way to these. So a little bit darker there and fading towards the outside. As I say, that is even harder to do than the small ones on the edge. It's probably barely noticeable, so don't worry too much if yours just looks very solid. Okay, so the whole of that all the way around. I still think you're looking a bit blurred. Come on, camera. That might be better, I don't know. Okay, now inside each of these semicircles you could do it the same colour as the rest of the tentacle, but I'm thinking I'd quite like them to look a little bit different, as if I think they're little suckers, I'm not really sure. So I'm going to pick a slightly lighter purple colour to do those, and then for the actual tentacles we choose a little bit of a different colour. So I'm going to pick the heather purple because it's still a nice purple colour, but it is a little bit lighter, so you'll be able to see that it's a different colour. And press light, put more layers, sorry, on the edge and less towards the middle, like that. Okay, and we'll use this. We'll do it inside these as well, so it's all the same, and on this bit in between. So like we did with the arched parts, it's a little bit darker towards the center area, so I'm just going over and over a few times to put a few more layers of colour in that central bit. Okay, so that's how that's going to look. And we have this sort of, we have the nose bit, we have the hat bit. I think I'm going to do the hat bit in this colour. They call it a hat, it's not a hat, is it? I'm just trying to think where to use the colours. I think I'll do the lighter colour here, and what I will do is do a light layer all over like that. I'm not going to do all of it, but make it a little bit darker in these little V shaped bits, and basically we'll get the same effect as this, where it's a little bit darker here and lighter towards the centre. Okay, excuse me, so that's that. And then we'll do the rest of this in the Purple Lake Deep, and I'll just show you. So we've got this layer that's sort of underneath this layer, so the underneath layer is going to be darker. It starts here, so this part here is going to be our very darkest bit because it's shadowed by these parts, and then just make it lighter as you go towards the front. It's not, again, it's a little tricky. Just do less layers, press lightly, and you can just build up the layers near to the where they touch. Just build them up after, so like that. And so obviously that all the way along. With these, they look shaped. So what I was thinking for these was to do a little bit darker here where they touch. That one looks like it's overlapping. This one on my right here looks like it's overlapping this one here. So there would be a shadow there. So do that a little bit darker, and then just fade it across the rest. So I'm not doing an up and down light to dark, I'm actually doing a right to left. So you see, you want to just make sure that that bit looks darker, and you can just do that by adding more layers. And then the same with this one, where this bit will be darker in there, and then it will be lighter as you go across. Now you can do that all the way up, and from the other side we have the opposite happening, where it's darker here and here and here. So we need to find the central point where we have a dark one on each side, and I'm thinking it's probably this one. This is probably the central one, and we have a shadow from it on both this side and this side. Okay, so this particular one needs to be a bit lighter possibly than all the rest. Okay, so I did a really light layer, and I'm making these a little bit darker. And they go to light on their edges anyway. Okay, so that's the sort of highlighty bits of the octopus, but now we need to think about his main sort of body, and the sort of tentacles in his face. Now I'm thinking of moving to the aubergine or purple tones, which Castle Art has so beautifully. This purple, which is this sort of pinky colour. I think it'll be fun. So this will be my main colour. So basically I want to go all over the whole of the octopus in a light layer of purple like this. And so I'm holding quite far up. I'm not holding it really close to the point. Sorry, it's blurred, it's hard for you to see. I'm holding it further up like that and just going to layer some purple across the whole of him. Like this. It's not very neat at the moment. It will get neater or neatened up. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the head and a little bit of this tentacle so you can see. Like that. Sorry, it's gone blurred. If I let go of the page, it gets too close to the camera. This is what's happening, and then it's going blurred. So this is aubergine, which is a slightly darker colour, shade of this colour. And I'm going to do some shading and show you where to do it so that you can finish this off. So firstly, underneath this cap part, I feel that there might be a dark edge. So I'm just going to apply a little bit all the way around the edge, maybe even over the black line slightly. Okay, so it's not too much. You see, it's a very narrow line, just the smallest amount. Now the head, I want to make it look slightly rounded. So what I'm going to actually do is put a little bit of this colour all the way around the edge. That's going to continue all the way down that tentacle once it's finished. And just bring in a little bit of that extra dark colour into the edge of our octopus like that. And do exactly the same on the tentacle here and from here. Now remember, we're colouring these in the purple, so we can ignore those because we'll assume they've been coloured. Okay, so just take it up a little bit like that. Now here we have a real overlap. There's going to be a huge amount of shadow there. So I'm thinking I will do it a little bit with this, but really sort of a quite defined dark line like that, rather than this graduating shadow that we're doing here. Then once I've done all of that, I'll go back to the original purple. Gosh, you can't see that, can you? Purple. And take a little bit more colour in. So I've done this just a small amount, and I'll take it in a little bit more, and I can start to neaten up some of that colouring. Okay, so just take it in, not all the way to the middle, a little bit further in, just like that. And you can be doing the same on the other side if you want to. And then here, just take it in just a little bit more, like this. But we want to make sure it really does look like there's a darker area. And lastly, we can go in with our purple light and just finish off and tidy up. So we'll just tidy up the colouring in that central area a little bit. Now I'll show you a little trick. If this bit gets too dark in the middle, you can take a white pencil. I'm not sure how good the castles are. Some white pencils are really not very good, so we'll see. So you can take a white and add a bit of white, and it lightens the area up. This seems to be blending it rather than adding much white. So a lot of pencils, but I've just got a new pencil. This is a Prismacolor White, which is apparently very good for this. I haven't tried it out yet, so I'm going to have a go. I can see that is sitting on top of the pink and lightening that area up. And I'm not going to do it anymore because it would get too pale. But you can use it to lighten up an area. You can also use the prisms for blending. So that is our octopus, apart from this bit. Now I'm not sure whether I'm thinking I want that bit to be quite dark. So I'm going to use my aubergine for that. So here is the Aubergine. And what I'm going to do is, oops, I've got a pencil in my way. Hang on. We've got this bit in here as well as the bit down here. I'm going to do them in the same way. So take a darker bit here and here, and then a little bit lighter on the top because it is curved. If you look at this angle here, it's actually curved up towards us in the center. So if we make that lighter in the center, that shows that more. It shows that that's catching the light because it's standing upwards. There we go. Now, I'm not sure whether that is resting on the tentacle or whether it's sitting above the tentacle, and it's up to you. If you want it to just be sitting on the tentacle, then when you colour in the shadow under there, you just do one single line. If you want it to be sitting quite far above, you can do quite a big area of shadow here, and it'll make it look like it's standing up higher. I think I'm just going to leave mine so that I've just got one little line of shadow on it, and that it's just resting on top of the tentacle. I've just been drawing all over my tentacle, but never mind. So I hope that's everything. I'm just checking. We do have these 3 dots here. I think I'm going to do those in a purple, in my favourite purple, why not? So the Purple Lake Deep. And I just do those in that colour. Like that. Keep it nice and simple. You could do a little bit of shadow under it. Now the face, inside here, it will just be this pink, as if this is a pair of glasses. That's how I'm going to colour it. Now he's got his actual eye. I'm not sure. I think, yes, I think I know. I will show you. I'm just trying to find the right colour, sorry. It's a little bit tricky on my desk. I don't have room for 3 trays of pencils, so the 72 set I'm just going to sharpen. Bear with me while it goes out of focus. I'm sorry. I will make sure I get that sorted for the next video. I think my camera's a bit low in its tripod. So I've got a black here, and I'm just going to do the centre of the eyes in black. Like that. You could do the whole eye black, which I am contemplating. I think he'll look more realistic if his whole eye is black. Like that. And I think doing a few dots of white in it as if they're shiny rather than leaving a white bit is probably better. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. So probably the Jelly Roll 05 is probably the one I use, and just do a little line like that across to make it look like it's reflecting light. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but anyway, I've done it now. So there are his eyes. So I'm going to go away and I'm actually going to finish him. So for the next video you will see how he's finished. If I've come across any little problems, I can talk you through them in the next video, but hopefully you'll be fine. If you do get stuck, leave some questions in the comments and I will do my best to help you, but I'm sure you can do it. So I hope you have fun. Obviously you don't have to use the same colours as me. Just remember, you know, if you like the way I did the shading, you can follow that but with different colours. So you can use a light green, a mid green, a dark green, for example. You know, that sort of thing. You don't have to use identical colours or even identical pencil set. So there we go. So as I say, I'm off now to finish him off. And I won't bore you by doing it on camera, it'd take me ages. And I hope you have fun with him if you're going to have a go. And thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.